We all know and understand the importance of content these days when it comes to marketing, building our personal brand, attracting the right clients into our ecosystem. But it can be really overwhelming to come up with all this content and all these different formats across all these different channels. So I want to help you simplify with the help of the 3 Ps. Now, the 3 Ps will help you think about creating content, putting that content out there, and making sure it's really leveling up into your strategy, into your goals, that it's getting you to where you want to be. So if you want to hear more about the 3 Ps, come on over to the podcast, Reimagining Success. You can find it at reimaginingsuccesspodcast.com, or you can find it, of course, by searching Reimagining Success on Apple, on Spotify, whatever your favorite podcast app is. But let me tell you about the 3 Ps in brief today. So first of all is planning. Yes, it sounds fun and dandy to be all spontaneous and create something when the mood gets you, but a couple of issues with that. One is when you don't have the energy, when the mood doesn't take you, then you're really going, what should I do? What do I need to create? What should I be saying? And it just feels really heavy and difficult. And the second issue, of course, is that you're not really being strategic and systematic. One day you feel like sharing this piece of information, another day you share that other thing. What is your audience going to understand about you? Unless you're very subtly strategic in your thinking, which I think is very difficult, it's all going to be a little bit of a hodgepodge and not build into that coherent brand that we're trying to create. So the first P is to plan. You need to plan. Now, I talk about coming up with your content themes that sit in the sweet spot between the content you want to talk about and the content your clients need to and want to talk about as well. So there's that sweet spot there. So coming up with your content themes. So for me, I have my 5 pillars of building a life and business outside the 9 to 5. And if you pay attention to the content I'm putting out, I'm cycling through those 5 pillars. The next couple of months will be all around personal branding, which is pillar 4, building an effective personal brand. Knowing I have those themes, coming up with an individual topic for each week, planning out, okay, I'm going to post Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, there's this video, there's this post, there's a podcast, and so on. Now, you may not need to or want to create as much as I do or someone else who's been around for 10, 20 years. You need to set that at a level that works for you, but planning, really important. Number 2 is produce or create, but we needed a P for the 3 Ps. So creating, I'm sitting here today, batch creating as we call it, podcast episodes. In fact, I did last week. Now I'm doing videos, and then I'll be sitting down to write the content calendar for my team to put out for me. So producing, it's not as easy as just putting on the camera and then going, or it can be, but then again, it's much easier, in fact, if you're able to do, I've washed my hair, I've done my makeup, I can do a set of 8, 10 videos, and then boom, they're done for the next 2 weeks, 2 months even in this case. I'm batch creating for 2 months, which feels amazing. Then I can go on and focus on other things. So 2 is produce and batch producing. And number 3, pretty important too, is to promote that content, not necessarily via paid ads, but we need to publish, maybe scheduling, maybe posting live, reposting, repurposing into different formats. The truth is that people aren't going to see your content the first time. If they do, they'll very quickly forget about it. So we need to promote much more than we think for people to see that content. So that's a very brief introduction to the 3 Ps: plan, produce, and promote. For more, again, have a look at the Reimagining Success podcast. That's reimaginingsuccesspodcast.com.